Okay, so a quick introduction is that this is Shathis, you're Abhi's brother.
Yeah, Abhi's brother.
Yeah. You just graduated with an accounting degree, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Recently, and you're starting a new postgrad job soon.
Oh dear. yeah, in a week plus, yes.
Oh, okay, it's actually really soon.
Yeah, it's actually next week.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about your apartment then? Because you said like you're getting your car next week, right?
Yeah, should be this Monday. It's 2-3 days. I should be getting it next week, like in 2-3 days.
Well, okay, what like same with the apartment as well?
Yeah, the apartment I'm signing the next week, like.
So like this.
Yeah, the next weekend. It's either Sunday or something. I'll just move in.
Nice. Okay.
Oh god, it's actually soon.
Okay. Very scared.
No, I've been just chilling in the house, been lazy, right? So I've been very comfortable. I have to set the alarm, I have to start all over again.
Yeah, getting up early.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember when we first met, like a year ago, when I was visiting Malaysia, and I actually remember during that trip, I think you told Abhi that I left too many dishes in the sink. Was that your first impression of me, or is there like more to that? I remember I did leave a lot of dishes. I do remember that.
If you ask me if that was my first impression on you, I wouldn't say that, because the first impression was like, because you were this very quiet person.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I think the first impression was like that you're quiet. About the dishes, I think it started from Abhi. So
yeah.
Previously, before she left to New Zealand, she was this person like, she's like mom.
Yeah.
Like she needs to get the dishes done. Like she doesn't wait it. Then I see you doing it, I was like, oh, maybe Abhi she picked it up from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a person who just wash it up right away. I don't leave it there. So yeah.
Well, because I remember during that time, like I did a lot of the cooking, but she was so busy. Like she would say, I'll do the dishes.
She is still busy.
She just wouldn't do them. It's the same living with her now. Like she would just get busy, and it's like, okay, she has good intentions, but it doesn't happen. Okay. This is a bit of a jump. I feel like I always do this.
No, it's fine. I think it's fine.
What do you feel like is your like biggest stresses in life at the moment? So, for example, like I have all of these expectations. So for me, like I think my biggest stresses in my life right now is that I've got all of these expectations from like my boss, from myself especially, from Abhi, from your family, from my family. Everyone wants me to, at least on like the bottom level of things, have a consistent job. Like be progressing my career and like some thing. And even if people don't have those expectations of me, I feel it. I think a lot of it is my own sort of things that I gotta deal with. But yeah, and like maybe it's not that hard, but I have been like feeling like a lot of stress from that. And then there's like Abhi's work stress, like she comes home, like shares that to me as well.
Okay,
so
I get that.
I inherit that. So like that's like my like biggest stresses at the moment. Like what would you say is yours? Like
My biggest stress.
Or is life good?
At this moment, I think life is good. But the only is this a stress? I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe it is a stress. I feel like people around me, they don't. To be more specific, it's my parents and also my godparents. I'm not sure if they realize that I'm also a person who's actually growing up. I'm not still the 17 or 18-year-old boy anymore. So yeah, that's a different I think it has an expectation, or like each of them have an expectation. So it's actually quite hard and stressed to meet them.
Yeah.
And also it's I think I don't really speak up, so that's another issue as well.
Okay.
So to meet on the middle point, it's quite stressful. So that's the stress that I have at this point of time in my life.
Yeah. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. But okay, yeah.
Yeah, that is the stress I'm having right now.
Yeah, I think that's quite common though for like parents when they have, like when their kids grow up, like forgetting that like they know how to do a lot of things and they're actually like pretty sufficient. Okay.
Probably because I was not home for quite some time, so this is the first time I'm spending like more than a month after years, I think. So maybe that's one thing, maybe.
Like they haven't seen the change, you mean?
Yeah, because I've not been home this long. So probably that's why I'm feeling this stress at this point of time.
Okay. Word. So you've studied accounting. What do you think is the biggest misconception about accounting? Or like, what do you think is something that people don't like know about it? Like when I think of accounting, like I just think of taxes. Like that's all I think of. Like I just don't know much about the whole life of that. I just know
Accounting,
Excel
okay.
and numbers and stuff. Like, inform me.
I think what the biggest misconception about what people have about accounting would that be. Even I had this misconception about what I was supposed to do was that I thought it was just about numbers.
Okay.
Like you just have to do the numbers,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually there's a lot of regulations and laws that you have to follow as well. So
Okay.
there's a lot of readings that you need to follow from
Yeah.
time to time. Like even when I was studying, and I know I'm going for a work soon, and even when I go to work, I need to follow these rules and regulations from time to time, which means I need to read it, go through it. Like the books are like this thick.
Yeah.
So we have law subject as well in accounting. So I think that's the one misconception I would say, because I think that people assume it's all about calculating and numbers and as taxes as what you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of part where we need to read, understand, and memorize as well. So yeah, that's the biggest misconception I think I would say people have about accounting.
Is it often like you have like a certain thing like memorized, or before you go to take some sort of action you need to like check?
Yes, like the calculations that we need to do, before we can finalize it, there must be some regulations or rules that we need to follow.
Okay. So you usually do that like near the end.
Yeah, you need to
Then
know
you-
that.
then
Yeah,
you-
you need to know
okay.
what's actually behind it, like what's the international reporting standard
Yeah.
behind it, and understand it and memorize. Like, okay, this is how you should do it. You should do it. So behind the figures, there are like so many theories that you need to know and memorize. So that's the
Yeah.
hectic part of that, I would say.
Yeah. Do things like change much? Like are there like new laws and stuff?
Yes, of course.
Well, I don't know, like it might be a lot or it might be a little. Like I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
there's a lot because
It is a lot.
it's like the law, like because it keeps changing, right? For example, like we have cryptocurrencies now, so
True.
you need to know how to report it.
Yeah.
So like the tax, like in Malaysia, if you see the budget, right, for this year it's 6%, the next year it's going up to 8%, the tax rate. So the law changes. So of course we need to know the development as well. So that's just one example. So there's just keep on changing. So there's just so many branches under accounting where you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're doing taxes, then you need to know about taxes. But
Yeah,
if you're doing
yeah.
reporting, then you would know what you need to know under reporting audit. So there's just so many things that
Yeah,
you need
okay.
to know. It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely learned a lot. Like I said, like I really just thought it was like just little taxes and just number crunching.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I thought as well. When I enrolled to I was like, okay, I want to be an accountant.
Yeah.
Like I just can deal with money, but there's just so many things that you just have to study.
Yeah. I mean, are you happy or sad about that? That is different.
Let's just say 60-40. 60 is happy. 40 is the
okay.
one like, okay, I did not say this coming.
Yeah.
But I do not regret my choice.
Yeah.
I don't have the thought that, oh, maybe I should have done something else. I don't have the thought until now. So that's why I'm so happy about
Until
it.
now.
Until now, I don't have the thought yet. So maybe if I go to the work, let's see what happens.
Okay. What was your time like in university? Because I imagine it was different to like my experience in New Zealand. Like, yeah, like what was your like day to day and that sort of stuff?
Okay, I guess you're referring to my degree.
Yeah.
My undergraduate. Technically, I only spent like 2 semesters in campus.
Oh, because of COVID.
Yes, of COVID.
And you came back here, okay. True.
Yeah, only the first semester I was on campus. Second semester, I have 8 semesters. So first semester I was in campus. Second semester, halfway I flew back. Then it was COVID, and then I only had to go back on the 7th semester. So I only spent like 2 semesters on campus.
Damn.
First semester it was fun because it's like, I guess it should be similar as how it happens in ours. Like you have fun, you have fun with friends. Like the first year, like I get to stay in campus, so I get to make a lot of friends, be in the library, but it's not much fun because it's in the East Malaysia, right? So everything is expensive, and it's not accessible as how it is in the capital. Maybe even if you can say Ipoh, Ipoh I think is still accessible with the buses and all that, but I was studying in Sabah and it was not like that. Like even if you want to take a Grab, it's actually really expensive. So as a student, I don't think it's affordable, to be honest. Yeah, to move around there and like you have weekend parties with your friends. Like you can go to the beach. Oh no, it's just expensive to think about the food, petrol and all that. Yeah.
So like what was like the main thing to do apart from studying?
You just hang out with friends.
Like, where?
In the library. We'll just hang out in the library. But it's like maybe in 2 weeks, once one of the weekends, we'll just go to the city. We'll just share the grab file among us. Yeah, that was the weekend actually. Like, I never get to go to the beach. Like, we were planning so much of stuff to do in the second semester and the following, because I was thinking like, oh, I still have 3 more years to go here.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened. Then we all came back. Then the 7th semester that I was in, like, I didn't get to stay in campus. I had to live far, which was not very accessible from campus. Like, I have to walk like 30 minutes just for me to reach to my classes. And yeah, most of them are local there, so they would just come from their home. They don't have the necessity to rent a place, so I was just like alone, I would say. But yeah, it was busy to do with assignments and all that, because moving towards the end is just very busy. It gets very busy. So if you ask me what I mostly remember doing in uni, I think I just studied and did assignments. Yeah. If you ask me if I had fun, okay, I made friends, but yeah, I'm not sure if they would follow me to another phase of life.
Like, were most of your friends like from Sabah, or like?
Yes, they are local. There are some who are from KL as well. I'm still in touch with them. I just still went out with them last month. Yeah, but most of them are local from Sabah, and they wouldn't want to move to West for work or anything. They just would remain much in the East Malaysia. So yeah, that was my uni life. The other semesters I just spent at home.
Yeah. So your life is like quite separate from uni then. Like, I mean, apart from being here, like.
Yeah, people say uni is fun. I mean, yeah, it is fun, but it wasn't that fun for me, I would say. Like, it wouldn't be a phase where I would want to go back. Like, I had fun, okay, I'm done. I would want to move on to the next.
Yeah.
It was like that. But okay, it just went fine, I guess.
Okay, well, my next question is, I think my time in university was like the best time of my life. Like, was yours? I guess a better question then is like, what would you say is like the best like period of your life? And is it now maybe? I don't know.
I think the best period of my life would be college time. Because before getting into public university, you need to attend this public college. It's called the Matriculation program.
It's just 1 year, right?
Technically, it's just 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
You don't really spend the entire year, so it's a controlled community where you don't get to go out. It's like a controlled environment. Like, you don't Monday to Friday you're just stuck inside. You just can't go outside. It's compulsory for you to
stay. It's not a prison.
Yeah, but you can say that more like a prison, because you can only go out like 2 weeks once. Saturday there'll be a bus arranged. Like, you just can go out to the nearest shopping mall and come back. But mostly Monday to Sunday you can't go out. Like, it's just in that environment, I would say. It's a huge compound. There's like more than 1,000 students, but yeah, you just be there. You have to deal with them. So when you can't go out, it's just friends. 100% is just friends. Like, you spend time with them, you just meet new people. So I think it was fun. Like, I had my own bunch of people. Like, there were like 10 of us in 2 different groups. So I always had someone to hang out with.
Yeah.
Because you won't be alone unless you choose to be alone. But yeah, I was not alone. Like, I had this group of friends. Like, when I go to class, there's just a bunch of friends. Then when I move for my lunch break or dinner break, there'll be a bunch of friends.
There's always one of the groups.
Yeah, there's always someone that you look forward to. So it was quite fun. Because you can't go out. You just have to deal with them 24/7. But yeah, it was fun. Maybe the idea doesn't seem fun, but it was actually quite fun, and it was the best phase of my life. Even if I ask my friends like who belong to the same group, if we have talked about this, and it's like we wish to go back to that period of time. You don't have to deal with this. Okay, family thing is going on. You have to come. No, they don't accept all these kind of reasons. So it's just you being you in that environment. That was quite fun actually. That's the best phase. And I enjoyed a lot college life.
Yeah, I think as well. Like, just being able to, like, even when we had like lockdown in New Zealand when I was in university, like, it was just, now I'm just hanging out with like my best friends every day, and it's so good. Like, it's just everything. You're always just hanging out with like your friends.
I think one advantage of that is that I'm not sure, but if you're from brown families, I feel like you have a lot of obligations to commit with. So when I went to that college period, I didn't have
obligations.
I didn't have the obligation. Like, I can't just go out. So I didn't have to fulfill the obligation.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm fine. I don't have to come.
Yeah. You don't have to because you can't. Like,
I can't. So
you don't need to feel guilty or anything. Like,
that's the thing. So it was just so fun. I would say that it's carefree. I didn't feel like I studied, to be honest. I was very carefree, and it was just fun. Like morning till night, it was just fun.
Then the good times. We'll never get them back.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Do you think you realized like you were living like a really good life at the time? Or you didn't really notice, you just were living it?
I think towards the end I realized that, okay, I am actually enjoying this.
Yeah.
Because when I joined, it was not, I didn't expect that. I just had a very low expectation that, okay, I'm just here to study and just do this. I didn't know that I'm gonna make a lot of friends and then we're gonna have fun. Yeah, but towards, like, it was just happy-go-lucky, like, we were just worry-free. It was very fun until the end, like, maybe 1 month before. Like, we start preparing for the exams, we were like, oh,
it's gonna end.
Yeah, it's gonna end. Like, we're not gonna be in the same university, we're not gonna be doing the same course, so it's just gonna be, maybe we're gonna, like, different paths, right? So you're like, oh, okay, this period is just gonna end. Like, we don't get to repeat this anymore. Like, we're not gonna be in a very controlled environment where we don't have any other choice but just hang out. Yeah, that was the part that it was hitting into us that, okay, that we really had a good time and we're gonna miss this.
Yeah.
And we still do miss it until now.
Yeah. I think, I've thought about that a lot as well. Like it feels so sad to think like, damn, like the best part of my life is behind me. I've had thoughts of like, should I go back to that life? Should I like go back to, like, while living here in Malaysia, I've thought, should I go back to New Zealand and live with these people again?
Oh God,
because it was so good. And I talked to them and they agree. they said like, yeah, like that was the best like years of our lives. Like, should we redo it? And we talked more and we're like, maybe it's kind of that, like, that's just how life is and now it's time to move on, you know?
Yeah. I think at any point of time in life you have to move on.
Yeah.
But towards the ending, we were just excited as well because we were gonna go to uni. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have some similar experience like what I had here.
Yeah.
But then COVID came. It just
So what do you like? Do you have some sort of perspective now where you're like, I don't know, like looking forward to like a certain point where you're gonna be like as happy again, or I don't know, like, are you?
I think I will be, because I think this COVID has changed me. I'm generally an extrovert person. That's who I am. I just go and talk to people. I don't really think much. But I think after COVID, I'm just like more reserved, I would say. I don't, even at this point of time right now, I don't want to talk to people. Like, I don't want to go out, I just want to stay at home. But I was just thinking that, I think I just realized that is just not me. Like, this is not how, I don't enjoy being like this. Like, I always want to be like the person that I used to be, like, be so extroverted and go talk to people and have fun, meet my friends. Yeah, that's how I want to be. I realized that. Then I've been planning that since I'm moving to KL for work.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you thinking it's gonna be better from there?
Yes, it will be, because I'm planning to rebuild my social life and make new friends. So I'm actually looking forward to that. It is gonna be fun.
It'll be so much easier. It'll definitely things will work.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I should get a proper place to stay. I need to have a car too.
Yeah.
I don't want to have like restrictions. Like, I just want to. I know what I am looking for, and I would want to achieve to that. Like, the main goal is to rebuild my social life. I just don't want to be alone and just work. No, I'm not looking forward to that. So hopefully, I make good work friends, I guess. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's really good. I don't think I have as much of a plan. Like, I think I've just been hoping that like this whole Malaysia thing and living with Avi is gonna work out, and it has been good. But like, there's times in university.
Yeah, it hits you very hard, right? Like transitioning from university life, and then bam, you just moved out of your country.
Yeah, it was quite abrupt, me moving, but
that's definitely abrupt.
I just had like nothing else really going for me in New Zealand. Like, I didn't like what I was studying, I didn't like where I was working. I really liked Avi, so it's like, let's just go do that. Like, what am I gonna lose,
Yeah, I think that was a good shot.
Yeah, but what do you think about me moving? Yeah, you think it was like a good idea?
initially I was lost. Like I didn't have any opinion that when Abby told me, did she tell me? I think she did. When she told me that you're moving here, then I was like, I didn't have any opinion. I was like, I think at any part, I think especially with my sister, I don't really have like any opinion on her. Like, if she wants to do it, like it's okay. Like I know you know what you're doing, so I was fine with it. And then I think at certain point of time, I actually see that my sister's actually quite happy, and I was like, okay, then I think you guys did the right thing for you and for herself as well. She's actually happy, and I see you happy as well. But I've been seeing my sister for like since 21, right? Yeah, I can see her. She's genuinely happy, so I was like, okay, maybe this is the right thing to do. Like I'm convinced. I'm convinced that you guys did the right move.
That's good to know, because I think I'm not always convinced. Like especially when I'm at home and she comes home and she's like annoyed from work and just annoying stuff is going on.
Oh, I'm definitely convinced. Like 101%.
Okay. That's
I don't even have like 1% doubt. Like I'm not sure if she would be. I'm not sure that if I would see her this happy if you're not around here, like if it's just her alone and then just going above.
She would call me when I wasn't here. She would call me from Kampa and tell me like, oh, this or this. My parents do that.
I think I've heard like one of the times she called in the car during the car. Yeah. So I know what it has been like. And even if she was single and if she was living alone, I don't think she would be this happy, to be honest. Like, yeah, that's why I was like, I'm convinced.
Okay, take it. Let's do it. I'm glad.
Yeah, I think I've never told her that.
You should tell her that. She'd be really happy to hear it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, maybe we should watch this video and she'll get.
Okay, yeah. But wait, yeah, she can just see the video and she'll be surprised to hear it. Okay. My next question is, if you could give one piece of advice to an 18-year-old, what would it be? Going to be one piece of advice. And it's just
18
any 18-year-old, like all of them in the world. You give one advice.
I think 18 is the age where what I was doing at 18. Like I think I was so confused of what decision that I would want to take. I think I had to choose like what major would I want to do and which university, because it's public, right? So it's very confusing. I've seen my friends as well. I think one advice that I would give is that I think we shouldn't worry too much, like, to be honest. Like about the future, like is this the correct decision that you're making? Is it the wrong decision? Is it correct or wrong? Yeah. I think any decision that we make in life is not wrong, because we eventually learn something from it, right?
Yeah.
And 18 is just too young, and even if I was 18, I made a mistake, it's okay. I still have a long life to live ahead.
Yeah.
So I think we're not gonna be young again, and people at the age of 18, they shouldn't worry too much and just move on. Like the future self of you know what to do if something goes wrong. So I don't think we should be worried too much about the future, because that's life-changing age, I guess. It's a transition on where you move outside of your family or some serious stage in life, I would say. Yeah, do not just worry too much, lah. You'll eventually
it'll be alright.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Okay. Well then, what would you give to a 30-year-old?
30?
Yeah.
When I talk to people who are 30, I tell them that life starts at 30.
So you tell them the same thing.
I tell them that I said life starts at 30. Don't worry about it.
So it's never too late. That's it. I mean I agree with that.
Yeah, it's
that's
never too late.
Yeah.
I think I even tell that to me at this point of time that I don't think I can ever get a picture of like what's gonna happen in the future.
No.
Like I think the older I get, I'm not convinced of like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Like I'm not. It's getting blurred. What's gonna happen in the future? So I'm like, you know what? I'll just make whatever decision that I'll just make at this point of time, and my future self would figure it out.
Yeah.
So even if it's 30, that's the same. Just don't worry too much.
Yeah. I think that's the worst thing. Like if life's always gonna be like the same, and if you're just always worried about the future, then you're just always worried forever. Like you're never gonna get to a point where you're completely happy and nothing's can go wrong. It's like, no, there's always something.
Yeah.
Just try your best to be happy. And not
I was just reading a book recently, and it says that 90% of what we actually worry, it's out of our control. Yeah. So it's just useless thinking about it. I would totally agree with that. Like the future is not in our control. So 30 is just, I believe, it's just an age. Yeah, I know that it's getting older and stuff like that. You get to worry more, right? But yeah, it's just the same thing. Your future self know how to handle whatever happens in the future. Because I don't think anyone can figure out what the future holds for you. So it's just that do not worry too much and just go with the flow.
Yeah. Okay. What advice would you have given yourself at 18? Like, if you could tell yourself at 18 right now some piece of advice, and they would listen to it, they would actually listen to it, what would it be?
Follow your guts. That's the only thing that I personally did, and I'm actually grateful that I did that.
Okay.
That just follow the guts, not to follow your parents or whatever the society or the people around you thinks about any decision that you make on what do you want to do in the future, or maybe at that point of time, just follow your guts. That's all. If you're really confident about it, and your guts and your intuition says that you're doing the right thing, just follow it wholeheartedly. That's what I would say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we always have doubt about it, but I followed my gut, and I think it was a good decision.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any? That's all my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for you. Well, what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? Like,
Okay, so specifically for my...
Yeah, for yourself. Like, if you reverse yourself to an 18-year-old Ethan, right, what would you advise?
Well, I think I answered this in the last one, but like, I think don't go to university. I think it's hard because I think going to university was the best years of my life, and it cost me a lot of money, but it might have been worth that much. Like, it was that amazing, and I learned so much, and I grew so much. But I might have also grown a lot if I didn't go. You know, like, that's a very growth-heavy time. So,
yeah,
it's either don't go to university and have a whole bunch of debt, or it's think more, like, be more purposeful. Because, and that relates to university, because I think when I went, I wasn't certain on what I wanted to do. Like, I just was like, I'm gonna follow my friends. Everyone just goes, it just seemed like that's what you do. You go to university after high school. Like, if you don't do it, you're a loser. Like, your life is gonna fail.
Yeah.
And like, that's a bad mindset. And I just did what I thought I was interested in, which is not bad. Like, that's an okay way to do things, but I wish I was more purposeful and like had more of a plan, you know? Because I think that's what has led me to where I am now, and not being so established because I wasn't as purposeful. So yeah.
Well, I think you're doing pretty good, because making a decision to move out of the country, I think it's a big one. And yeah, you did, and I think you guys are doing great.
Yeah. I think that decision was okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it was very confusing, or because it's a huge decision, right, to move out. But yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, looking at you guys, I'm not sure what's happening in the background. I don't know what kind of life that you had back in New Zealand. But yeah, I think that you guys are happy. So I think it's a good decision.
Yeah, that decision was good. But I think before university, when I was 18, that was, one of the best.
Okay, I think that's all. I don't have any.
No more questions?
Yeah. When I gotta put my sister in this, what do you call this?
In the what?
Podcast. Are we gonna make a 3 people podcast?
Oh yeah, we could do it. Maybe I'll do one with Mahes and Misha.
Yeah.
As well. Just get all the gossip between them.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you for joining.
No worries. Anytime. Looking forward to the next person for the podcast.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Bye.
Bye.